Let's talk about the news that came out after that, because this is where it gets absolutely baffling. All right, welcome to the channel. Can you do any better investing? Part of the Can You Do Any Better network. I got a wild one for you here. Stock ticker RIDE, R-I-D-E, Lordstown Motors. This is an educational channel. We talk about investing, all things investing. I am Tom. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Having said that, I'm going to give you my thoughts on what is going on with Lordstown Motors. The last few weeks here have been like nothing I've ever seen. So I want to go through the news. They've had some major news events. This is bizarre. I'm going to start out by showing you the stock chart because I think that tells the story. This is what a dysfunctional company looks like. You guys look around. I've never seen anything that looks like this. We got a nice long uptrend and then boom. A massive gap down at the open on June 9th. Uptrend back up and then bang, a massive gap June 14th. And now here the stock is almost basically back to recovered from where it was before this gap down. So this is very strange action. I want to go through what happened because I think you're going to see what happened. And it's mind-boggling. It does not make any sense to me. I don't know what they're doing. I'm going to show you what I found, and you guys, you can make your own decision. And then stick around at the end of the video. I am going to do something with this stock this week. I'm going to let you know what I'm going to do with it. Here's what happened on June 9th. Lordstown Motors lower pre-market amid concerns over survival. A day after the company warned investors that it is close to running out of cash and may go out of business during the next year. So these guys had to change their filing to the SEC. So that's a pretty major event. And this is the important statement because this blows my mind. It said its ability to stay in business, quote, is dependent on its ability to complete the development of its electrical vehicles, obtain regulatory approval, begin commercial scale production, and launch the sale of such vehicles. It is seeking additional financing, but warned that it could not guarantee its attempts to raise more capital would be successful. Their ability to stay in business depends on basically everything. That's everything. They haven't made the vehicle yet. They don't. I mean, that's one of the most concerning as an investor or potential investor. That's one of the most concerning statements I've ever heard. And apparently the market agreed, rightfully so. That represents this red line right here. So you can see it was down almost $6 or about 38%, in 20 minutes right at the open on June 9th here when they announced it. So okay, that explains this wild action. Then you'll see, for whatever reason, the stock bounces back. In 3 hours, it's up 43%. All right, then it goes sideways for a little while, and then we go to June 14th, down 20%. So let's take a look at what happened on June 14th. So the company just got through telling us that they may go out of business and run out of money. So other than that, everything's great. This article is on June 14th, so less than a week later. Lordstown Motors CEO and CFO resign after the board concludes pre-orders were exaggerated. So there was a short report a while back on them that claimed many things, one of which was that their pre-orders weren't really what they were claiming them to be. They initially, denied all that, but they launched their own investigation. Something must have been not right with what they were saying because you've got the CEO, by the way, the CEO and founder of the company. It's his design. It's his truck. So that's the chief executive officer and the chief financial officer both resigning from the company. Forget the last news. This would shake the confidence of investors. That's a major event to have occur for a company. So that is right here on the chart. So you'll see down $2.37, down about 20%, in 40 minutes again, which is basically right at the open. It gapped down 20%. Actually not bad considering they just announced that their founder and CEO is gone. Then we trade sideways here for a while, and now all of a sudden they gap up 15%, and they've kind of continued an upward trend ever since. They're pretty close to back to where they were before they announced that their CEO and their CFO had to resign based on an internal investigation. Let's talk about the news that came out after that, because this is where it gets absolutely baffling. So the last thing we looked at was on June 14th, the CEO and the CFO resigned. This is one day later on June 15th. Lordstown Motors jumps on outlook for production through May. So that's kind of an ambiguous thing. Let's see what that means. Lordstown Motor jumped after saying it has enough money to make its battery-powered trucks through May of next year. So this is June of this year, so that's basically a 1 year of cash they're saying they have. Here's one day later. Now remember, they just filed an amendment to the SEC saying they're running out of money. They're not sure they can stay in business. And now, less than a week later, here's a press release. They're saying, oh, no, we have enough money. I don't get it. I'm lost. You know, that's a major reversal. You do not refile with the SEC lightly. So, you know, that's rock solid news. So that is to be taken seriously. Now, you know, they come out and make a statement that they have enough money. That seems extremely contradictory to the events that were occurring coming up to that. Okay, so that's one piece of news. Then, all right, so here we go again. Also on June 15th, Lordstown Motors jumps on binding orders for pickup truck. So remember, their CEO and their CFO just resigned because it was determined that the information that they were putting out regarding their pre-orders was not accurate. And now they've got a statement the next day that the orders are good. You tell me how much comfort this gives you. Asked if they were binding orders, the executive said, I don't know the exact facts of the legal aspect of that, but they are basically binding orders that are committed here in the last 2 weeks, reconfirmed orders. They're pretty solid, and I think that's on the light side or conservative side. So that's probably the most wishy-washy statement I've ever heard. I'm not sure he really said anything there at all. You guys can make your own judgment as to what he's saying, but it starts out with, I don't know, so not exactly reassuring. So, you know, this stock has recovered quite a bit. It's nowhere near its recent lows. I don't get a warm fuzzy feeling from that information pattern over the last week. So they refile and say they're running out of money and they may go out of business, and then they come out and get rid of their CEO and founder and their CFO because you know, they were found to have exaggerated about pre-orders, and then immediately on the heels of that they do a press conference and say, no, we got enough money, our bad, we got enough money, and by the way, the pre-orders are good. So which one is it? You guys can decide. I've never seen anything like this. You know, I think the market should scrutinize this a little more closely. You don't know. You never know. This is not financial advice. Again, I can't predict the future, but here's what makes sense to me. This stock should take a hit, in my opinion. Here's what I'm doing with this. I am going to buy some puts. So I'm going to buy some put options for next Friday, June 25th at somewhere in the $9 or $9.50 range. And I want to show you why I'm looking at that range. Okay, so here's the chart over the last month. If we look at these different points right here, it got down to $6.83 on May 13th. It got down to $7.97 on May 24th. It got down to $8.97 on June 9th, and then it got down to $8.98 again on June 14th. So you can see this stock keeps returning to $9 or less than $9. So, you know, this is, here's your chart right here. This is a roller coaster ride. So I guess all I'm saying is their stock ticker is ride. I expect the ride to continue up and down and up and down. So at the moment, to me, the next step looks like it's going to be down. So that's how I'm playing this one. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've played this all along or who's made money on this or lost money. Please smash the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. It helps. Also, you can hit the notification button, get notified. We do a lot of follow-up videos as well on stocks that we look at. So I will probably do a follow-up next week and see how this all played out. So thanks so much for watching, and good luck investing.